So I'm back. Here I am again today, fresh out of the oven. I just made this delicious old school Southern buttered pound cake. And I tell you, this cake came out really, really good. I made it from scratch using eggs, butter, and some other simple ingredients. So let's get into it. All right, so right here in my bowl, I have added 3 cups of sifted all-purpose flour. I added 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And in the bag, I will be using the Baker's Joy to spray my pan. If you don't have that, you can just butter your pans really good and flour them. So this is the baking powder that I use. And again, just add 2 teaspoons. So right here in the bag, I have 4 room temperature eggs. Those are my eggs. And over here in the green bowl, I have 2 cups of granulated sugar. And I'm going to be using some evaporated milk. If you don't have the evaporated milk, you can use regular whole milk. But I use the evaporated milk. And right here, I'm just going to put 1 cup of milk in my little measuring cup. I just use 1 cup. Also, I'm going to be using some butter extract. And I'm going to be using a little bit of vanilla extract. Those are the items that I will be using to make this Southern pound cake. All right, guys, so right here, I have my 2 sticks of room temperature butter. And I'm just going to add that to the bowl. They have already softened. All right, now, so here I am. I'm just adding my 2 cups of granulated sugar. All right, so here we are. We're about to get started. So what I'm going to do is cream the sugar and the butter. I'm trying to move my cord, because I'm over here by the sink and I don't want my cord falling into the water. So here I am. I'm going to cream this. I'm going to try to cream this for about 7 minutes at the max. I'm not really sure because I'm going to be stopping in between. And then I'm going to have to end up holding my hand up so that my butter and my sugar don't jump out of the bowl. Like jump out of the bowl. Some of it did, just barely, just a little. But that's what I'm doing, and you want to make sure that you cream your butter long enough so that it will really blend in with the sugar and the butter. It will get like a soft texture, and you will notice that after you cream it for a while. So in between, I will be stopping just to pull my sugar and my butter down because it will cream better once I keep pulling it down, and I don't want it all over the place. So I'm just gonna continue to cream it. So here I am holding my hand up because I'm trying to keep it from splattering. I probably should have used another bowl. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pull it back down in the bowl. And I tell you, this is time consuming, but if you want a really moist, really delicious cake, this part right here is required. And I could have used my stand-up mixer, but it doesn't have that paddle on it. So that was another reason why I did not use it, but I'm just taking my time getting a good workout using this hand mixer. And I'm glad I did because it really, caused my cake to come out really, really good. So I'm just going to pull it back down and I'm going to continue on. And I did speed the camera up a little bit. So this is how it should start looking. And you will be able to see the texture as it comes together. All right, so here I am. I'm back again. I'm just going to cream it a little more. And this is how it's looking. It has come together pretty good. So I'm just going to pull this back down in the bowl again. I did cream it some more. And as you can see, it's coming together pretty good, but it is a process. All right, so now I am back again. And this is the last time that I'm going to cream it. It has gotten to the texture that I like. So this is going to make the cake really moist and delicious. So I'm just going to bring it back down in the bowl again. And I'm going to let you see how it looks. So there it is. That is the texture. So now we will move on to the next step, and that is adding my eggs to the mixture. So this is the first egg, and you just mix it in until it's fully incorporated. And then the next egg, this is where I added 1.5 because some kind of way that egg split, but anyway, it's okay. So just mix it, and that's the third egg, and then I have the piece of egg. So there are my 4 eggs. So just mix it until everything is blended in well. And now I'm going to just pull all my mixture down from the sides, and we'll go to the next step. All right, so we are almost finished. So now this is my 1 cup of evaporated milk, and I'm going to add some flour. And I'm just making a little well when I add the flour. And I'm going to pour my milk on top because that will prevent my flour from spilling all over the place. And don't over mix it, just mix it until it's mixed well. Now I'm going to come back and do the second part. And I'm just digging that little well again. Now I'm going to pour some milk on top of that, and I'm going to mix that in. I know I'm doing this cake a little different from a lot of folks that do their pound cakes, but this is working. And it works for me. So I'm just gonna get my mix off the side of the bowl and just pull it back down. So now I'm going to add the rest of the flour. Here I am again making a well. I'm gonna add it. And then I'm going to just take the rest of it and just pour it in the bowl. And I'm going to pour my milk on top. And then I'm going to take my spoon out and I'm going to mix this up good. I'm not going to over mix it. You just want to mix it enough until it's combined really good. And this mixer is on low, but it's really, really fast. So if you're using your mixer, you can start out on low and you can go to medium. So now I have mixed up everything and everything looks good. It has a very good texture. So next thing I'm going to do is add my vanilla extract. Then I'm going to add some butter extract. And I'm not going to use the mixer again. I'm just going to take my spatula and just fold it in, mix it in really good. Because it's already mixed and I don't want to over mix it. All right, so this is the texture of the cake. Came out really good. The next thing I'm going to do is spray my bundt pan. I've already preheated my oven to 325 degrees. Make sure your pan is sprayed really well because you don't want your cake to stick. And I'm going to bake this cake for about 45 to 55 minutes. It all depends on how your stove is working. Just make sure you don't over bake it. All right, so here I am. I am placing my batter in the pan. I just got one of my soup ladles. And I just scoop my cake up and I'm just putting it in the pan. I'm moving the pan around because I want it to be even, but I will have to end up smoothing it out. So here is my cake mix. And I really hope you get to try this if you like butter pound cake. I think it's a very easy recipe. It's a little work, but you will appreciate it because in the end, it's really worth it. So here is the last little bit of my cake mix. And I will be leaving the recipe down in the description box in case someone want to make it. So I have all my cake mix in the pan. I'm just going to smooth it out. Then I'm going to pop the air out of it. And I'm going to put it in the oven and I'm going to let it bake. I think earlier I said about 45, 55 minutes. Maybe 45 minutes to an hour, depending on your oven. So here is my cake, guys. It looks really, really good. Smells good. So I just took it out of the oven. I'm going to let it cool. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to cut it. So after my cake cooled, I got 2 plates and I flipped it over on this plate first. And then I took my other plate and I flipped it back over because I wanted the top to stay on the top. And here it is. It looks so good and smells good. So now we're going to cut this butter pound cake. It's really moist, really flavorful, Smells good, tastes good. So here it is. And you can see the moistness. I like the way the top came out. It has a little crunch to it. And it's a really good pound cake. So guys, if you want to try this old school Southern butter pound cake, you can. I'll leave the recipe down. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great afternoon.